Everyone, it's Tanya, and today we are going to be making another card using some of the new Tim Holtz Sizzix release. We're going to be using the Holtz Funky Floral Wreath set, and I'm using this die here from that set, and I cut out 5 of these. Let me be sure. Yes, 5 of those. So we'll be using that. We're using the Lovebirds, and from this I cut out 1 bird and 1 of the branch. And all these are cut from the new scrapbook.com mixed media paper pad in 4.25 by 5.5. I also have another piece of the same mixed media cardstock, and all I did for that was I took some mint tape and just went around the edge so that once I ink this, I'll have a little bit of a white border around my edge. I have a top fold A2 card ready to go. I also think I'm going to use one of the sentiments from the Tim Holtz note quote saying, so I'll set that aside. The first thing I want to do here is I want to go ahead and work on my background. So I'm going to move all my, I think I'm going to move these actually over here, all my die cut pieces out of the way. And we're going to start with this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a paintbrush. I'm going to wet it with some just plain water. Dip some of it off, and I'm just going to kind of make like a mark at the top. I'm not going all the way to the top. I'm just going to go just close to the top, and I don't want it soaking wet. I just want to get my paper a little wet here. I'm going to take some Distress ink and Salvage Patina, and this is the re-inker, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that down on my mat. Wet my brush, just go in with that, and let me move this so I can see again where put that ink already. Get a little more water because I want to thin that out a bit at the top. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and dry this. Now that's dry, I'm going to do it again. This time I'm just going to come down a little bit further. Let me put a little bit more re-inker out. And one final time. Okay, now I've got that done. I'm going to gently remove my mint tape. And if you don't have super crisp edges, some leaked under, it's fine. You could always go over it with a white gel pen. But I'm perfectly fine with mine as it is. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And we're going to work on these. So I'm going to jump in here just to let you know that I am going to use Tim Holtz watercolor pencils for this. They're in just palette form because I used my shavings to make them. But I also wanted to let you know the bird you see me painting here is not the one I ended up using on the card. After placing it on the card and looking at the card a little bit, I didn't like the blue of the bird with the blue background, so I did switch up the bird. I left in this bird because I used the same colors for the second bird, but I added in some black soot and some mustard seed. So that's the only difference, and I just changed up a little bit of how I painted it. Okay, so here I'm starting with some prize ribbon. And I'm just going to kind of go give it a little bit of highlighted area. I mean, a little bit of shadow areas. I'm going to grab some faded jeans. I'm going to come in with some, let's see, what is this? Salty Ocean. Do our branch here. Let's use some walnut stain for that. Okay, we'll set that aside. Clean my brush off, and we'll do these. Let's go with Rustic Wilderness. I'm gonna mix, I think I'm gonna mix a little bit of the let's go with a little bit of the peeled paint in with it. Okay, now that we have all of our pieces painted, we're just going to kind of figure out where we want them on our card. It doesn't have to be perfect, just to get an idea, because I want to stamp the little saying onto the card front. So what I'm going to use for that is I'm just going to grab my stamp platform out, and I'm going to go ahead and just stick this in here. Just use a little tape. I need to clean this piece. It's not so sticky now, so I kind of need to clean it a little bit. I'm going to set that where I want it. I'll remove all of these. Okay. Press that down. Don't need the foam mat under there for this. Let's go back. Go back in there, right? Just make sure it's right before I stamp. Yes. And I'm just going to use some archival ink. I'm going to stamp that too dark because I kind of want it to still have that watercolor look also. Now that we have this stamp, I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto my card base. That. There we go. And we're going to now lay things out. Added some foam tape to the back of my bird, but what I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue to that to give me a little bit of wiggle room when I put it on. And I'm also going to add a little glue to his feet. Okay, and I think right here's where we want him to go. And I think we'll just add a couple little clear gems. Let's see what we have here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. As always, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And all products that I use today will be linked below. I hope you're inspired to create something today. Have a great day.